Today's topic is 5 best tips for a successful job interview. Many candidates would be anxious entering into a job interview. But don't worry, my friend. Today, I'm going to give you 5 tips that will help you navigate the challenges of a job interview. But first, welcome to YourVibe Media. This is a channel where we talk businesses, finances, and personal growth. Back to today's topic, 5 best tips for a successful job interview. Number 1, be punctual. You would think that everybody will know to be punctual to their interview, but no. I've heard stories of people who will call their hiring manager on their way to an interview to tell them they are running late, that they are in traffic. Put yourself in the shoes of the hiring manager. You have a candidate call you to tell you they are running late. You don't know this candidate. You don't know if it's a pattern for them to always come late to a function or to an event, which means they'll be coming late to work. Are you going to hire them? Of course no. The same way, the hiring manager will not hire somebody who calls him or her to tell them they are running late to an interview. Most hiring managers will tell you, oh, don't worry about it. Take your time. Be safe. We'll be waiting for you. But they will not hire you. If it's a virtual interview, make sure to check your connections, your internet, to make sure you can successfully log in on the interview day. Make sure you do this 2 days prior. And then on the interview day, log in not later than 5 minutes before the start of the interview. This gives you enough time to relax and compose yourself before the interview starts. Don't make the mistake of starting to connect 1 minute before the start of the interview, because you might still be in the process of connection and the hiring manager is already connected waiting for you. If it's an in-person interview, you have to go to bed early the night before the interview. Set your alarm clock to wake you up early enough in the morning so you're able to give yourself enough travel time. If it's an interview that is far away from where you live, you can book a cheap hotel in the place where you're having the interview so you can avoid traffic or panic on the way to the interview. Number 2, research the company you want to work for. This is very important. You'll be seen as a superhero if you're able to know a thing or two about the company you want to work for. You have to know who founded the company, the year it was founded. You have to know the mission and vision statement. You have to know the values of that company and how your own personal values align with the company's values. Very important. I've been in an interview several years ago, and one of the panelists said to me, Blessing, tell me what you know about this company. It was a Fortune 500 company, and it was a 6-figure salary job. By the time I finished telling the members of the interview panel what I know about the company, the lady said to me, you did your homework. Researching the company you want to work for is a homework for you prior to the interview. Do not sleep on this, my friend. Make sure you research the company before going into the interview. I've also gone for an interview several years ago, and that company, it's also a Fortune 500 company, came out with a new product that week of the interview. I went out of my way, purchased the new product, tried it myself, prior to the interview. So during the interview, as I was talking with the hiring manager, I brought it up to him that, oh, how I loved their new product. He was surprised. He didn't know there was a new product that came out that week, because he is in cybersecurity division. He's not in marketing, he's not in product development or research, so he wasn't aware there was a new product that came out that week. He said to me, Blessing, immediately after this interview, I'm going to check that product out. What does this show? It shows you're committed to the progress of that company. It shows you're interested in learning about that company, not just getting the paycheck that the company will pay you. Number 3, be polite and relax. My dear friend, this is very important. Be polite to everybody you meet in that business or in that company the day of your interview and after your interview. If it's a retail position you're looking for, most retail establishments will have their employee park further away in the parking lot. Your interview starts at the parking lot. You have to know how to behave at the parking lot. Park further away so that you're not in any squabble with any customer or any employee at the parking lot. And then when you enter into the company premises, probably you're going to the customer service to direct you to where you need to go to. Make sure you're polite to the staff. You never know if the hiring manager will come back to ask them about how you behaved towards them. Number 4, describe your abilities. You should be able to sell yourself well. Do not sell yourself short. You should be able to describe your abilities and how they align with the job function. That means you have to study the job function. You cannot go into an interview without knowing the job function back to back. And you have to pick popping words in that job description that you will use when you're describing your abilities. You cannot go to a job interview and start talking about your hobbies unless you're asked about your hobbies. Or some interviewers might ask you, what do you do outside the job? That is when you can tell them, describe your hobbies and things you love to do. So the key is to study the job description and to use certain key words that are in that description to describe your abilities and how they align with the job description. Number 5, ask questions when you're told to do so. In most interview process, towards the end of the interview, the hiring manager might ask you if you have questions. You should always have at least 3 questions in your toolbox before going into the interview. Depending on the time you have, the hiring manager might tell you, oh, we are running out of time, but do you have any question for us? Because he said we are running out of time, you have to be respectful of their time. So you might just ask one question. But if they tell you, oh, we ended so fast, do you have any questions for us? We still have time. This is your opportunity to ask 3 questions. Don't ever tell them, oh, everything is fine, I understood everything, there's no question. They expect you to ask questions. And I'm going to give you in this video 3 examples of questions you can ask. Number 1, you can ask them, what are the qualities of your best performing staff? Number 2 question you can ask is, where do you see this company in the next 3 to 5 years? Number 3 question you can ask is, when is the time for the first evaluation? When you ask this question, they will know you're interested in working hard for the company and you're interested in knowing how the evaluation goes, and you're interested in knowing how the company will move forward in the next 3 to 5 years. My dear friends, these are 5 best tips for you to nail that interview, that job interview, and land your dream job. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.